welcome to the 5th day of the Kindle Readathon. Today is St. Patrick's Day, so happy St. Patrick's Day to all of you. I know it'll be over and late when this video is released, but I still wish you a happy St. Patrick's Day. I really don't do anything to celebrate. I am wearing a green shirt though. So I have to wear green on St. Patrick's Day. I don't really have anything else planned other than that though. So anyway, I want to update you on what I've been reading. I think the last time I talked to you, I wasn't sure which book I would read. But yesterday I had like so much laundry to do, and so the whole day I was listening to Rush by Emma Scott on audio. And I listened to the entire book yesterday. I listened on 2x speed, and it just makes it go by quicker. I've listened to Rush yesterday by Emma Scott, and I absolutely freaking loved it. I rated it 5 stars, of course. This was an emotional read, and I was totally expecting that because it is Emma Scott. I love almost everything she writes. So this is about the heroine loses her brother, and this is not really a spoiler because it happens like the very first thing you read about. It's like the first part of the story. She loses her brother, and she is she's a violinist, and she's in the Juilliard school, and she's pretty much like a prodigy. Like she is they compare her to like Mozart, and that's like her favorite composer. She is extremely talented, but when her brother dies, she pretty much just like gives up on music. She doesn't feel it anymore because she is just feeling this overwhelming grief and sorrow. And she is just feeling this heavy grief and sorrow, and she also has been in a relationship with her boyfriend, and he acts like a total prick to her. He pretty much just used her, and he just left her. And so anyway, she's in a very, very bad state of mind, and she feels lost, and she doesn't know what to do. And she's working she has like 2 jobs, and she is living in this tiny little, like her room is tiny on this apartment, but she's struggling to get by, to pay her bills. And she is waitressing when she meets this guy. She takes an order to this shut-in, and they think he's like an old man. She encounters him. He's very rude to her, and she calls him a prick. And then a few days later, this guy comes in, and he asks to speak with her, and he pretty much like interviews her without her knowing it at first. And he said that he would like to hire her to be like the caretaker for this guy. And the guy is the hero of the story. His name is Noah, and he used to be a journalist for like this sports magazine, and he would go all around the world doing these extreme sport activities, jumping out of planes, climbing mountains, you know, anything wild and dangerous. Like that was like his passion in life, the adrenaline of the dangerous sports that he was doing. Well, something went horribly wrong. He dove into some water, and he miscalculated, and he hit his head on some rocks, and now he's blind. And so he is a very, very just lost man. He lost his sight. He lost everything in his life because he feels like he lost everything because he cannot be the person that he used to be, and that is extremely hard for him. So he goes through caretakers like crazy because he's pretty awful. But anyway, she comes to work for him, and she's determined to get, to him and help him. And which of course he's like, don't talk to me, don't do anything except for what you're supposed to do, what I hired you to be here for. but of course she starts getting to him, and he, you know, they start spending time together, and they eventually fall for each other, and they want to be together, but I mean, they are together, but there is a lot of obstacles that stand in their way because they still are both so broken, and so they have to find themselves. And I cried in this book. I cry at pretty much every emotional book I read, but oh my goodness, what they both go through in their journeys to recovering from that is so it's heartbreaking and it's heartwarming. It was just such an amazing read. I really loved this one. So anyway, I read that one. And then last night I started on Malice by Heather Walter. This is my e-arc. And this book is so freaking long. This is like a fantasy book. And then I started reading it. I think I got like 10% into it. But there's a lot that's going on, and it's a huge book, and I'm just kind of regretting choosing. I've got that book, and I chose Serpent and Dove, which is another fantasy book, which is another huge book. I'm like, why did I choose 2 huge fantasy books on my TBR? I just really wasn't thinking that through. So I think I might change it up. I really don't want to be stuck the past, you know, few days that are left reading these fantasy books. So I think I might do that a separate vlog or something. I don't know. I did read a novella though, the one that I chose for the novella, Forever True by Rebecca Gallo. I started it last night and then finished up this morning. It was only 55 pages, so it was really short. So this is about an Irish guy who becomes a rock star, and he falls in love with his childhood best friend, Bridget, and he tries to keep her a secret from the media. So he doesn't acknowledge their relationship in public. He keeps their relationship in private, because he doesn't want the media to hound her. He doesn't want her to have to deal with that part of the famous lifestyle. And 2 years have gone by, and she's tired of being like his dirty little secret, and she wants if they're gonna have a real relationship, she wants it to be a true relationship and stop hiding. And that's basically what the whole story was about. It was a very short novella. I rated it 3 stars. It was cute for what it was. I mean, of course, you're not going to have tons of plot in 55 pages. But for what it was a pretty good novella. I'm just not as invested into novellas as some are, because I like to have like the full plot. If I don't feel like I have it, then I feel like the story is lacking. But for a novella, it was good. So anyway, I read Rush and I read Forever True. Now, I think I'm going to DNF the fantasy books for now, just for this readathon. I have been reading Blockshot? Yeah, Blockshot by Kennedy Ryan. That's been sitting on my Kindle for a long time now, and I don't know what percent I'm in. I'm not very far into it. So I think that I will listen to that on audio today, because Scribd has that as an audiobook. So I think that I will listen to that today so I can just finish it up, because I do want to get to the 3rd book, which I'm really highly anticipating. So I think I'm just kind of like stepping away from my TBR and just reading some other things on my Kindle. So anyway, that's what I've been reading. That's what the plan is. And yes, I will update you when I have more to update on. Good morning, everybody. Today is day 6. Yes, day 6 of the Kindle Clear Out Readathon. I wanted to update you on what I did read yesterday. I ended up picking up the audiobook, which I had been reading it previously on my Kindle. So I ended up reading Blockshot by Kennedy Ryan yesterday. This has been on my Kindle for a really long time. I've had it set to currently reading for a long time, and so I just decided to go ahead and read it, which I did listen to the audiobook of it. So I finished that up yesterday. I rated it 4 stars. I liked the first book better in the series. This is the Hoop series, and the first one was Long Shot. And I just like that one better than I did this one. I thought there was going to be more emotional like themes to the book, and there are some, but it wasn't really what I was expecting. And the hero is not my favorite kind of hero. So anyway, there's this heroine. The hero and the heroine meet in college. They are both wanting to become like managers for sports players, and they end up having like one night together until this huge misunderstanding happens where she thinks that he used her. And 10 years go by. They both have very successful careers. And of course, they kind of do the same thing. So they're like competition for each other. And they start seeing each other more frequently. And old feelings arise in him for her. And so he is set, to go after her again because she's never come, like she's the one that got away. He's never met anybody like her before, and he wants a second chance. And she, he has to like prove to her that like the misunderstanding that happened in college wasn't true, and prove to her that he really does, like her and, want to be with her for the right reasons. It was good. It was really good. I mean, there really is hardly any complaints when it comes to Kennedy Ryan. She's just an amazing author. I haven't read anything by her that she's written that I don't like. And 4 stars is still very high rating. Now, and then last night, it was right before bed. I was laying in bed and I'm like, I just want something to read on my phone while I'm about to go to sleep. So I was looking through all the ebooks on my Kindle, and this is like one of the very first books that I purchased, and it was King of Lies by Whitney G. And so I'm like, oh, Whitney G. So I have read 2 books by her, I think. I don't know. But anyway, I decided to pick it up, and this is actually a really different concept of the story than I've really ever read before, because the synopsis and the very first part of the story is about this woman who has just been married to her husband, and he has kidnapped her, and he will not let her leave. He is keeping her prisoner in his home, and like she trusted him. She fell for him. She trusted him, and now he has turned against her. And I'm like, wow, that sounds really good, and I'm really enjoying it. I don't know if there's percentage. I think I'm like almost 80% the way through. It's less than 200 pages, so I will be finishing that up soon. When you're reading the book, he is involved in a lot shady things. He's kind of like an assassin because he does do these jobs for people, and he is dealing with like these mafia type of people. He's very successful, rich businessman who owns a lot of businesses, and they actually meet on Tinder. And when he sees her, he has to have her. And then she ends up becoming one of the jobs that he has to do. He has to kill her. And he tries. But he's attached to her. And he's like, well, I'm just going to have to formulate another plan. So what ends up happening is they get married, and he kidnaps her Nobody knows where she's at. Like, she's on all the news, like searching for this missing person, and he's working with the police as well, you know, trying to find his missing wife and all. So I think this is just a ploy to have her, because she's supposed to be dead. He was supposed to have killed her. So this is a way to have her without killing her. So it's pretty interesting. So I will be finishing that up soon. I don't know what else I'll pick up today. I'll look through my Kindle. I was thinking about doing the third book in the Hoop series, but I don't know. I will let you know when I decide. Okay, I just want to come on here and say I have not, I've still been trying to figure out what to read all morning. But right now I am baking my boys their lunches. They requested pizza for lunch, so that is what I'm making them. I'm throwing in a couple of Totino's pizza in the microwave. That's what they like. So I am doing that, but I was just watching Crystal from Crystal's Bookish Life on YouTube. I was watching her first Kindle Clear Out reading vlog, and she decided to start reading Hookshot by Kennedy Ryan, and I'm like, you know what? I've made my decision. I was already contemplating on maybe reading that today, or listening to the audio. I'm like, she's reading it, I'm going to do it as well. And with all that being said, it's not really one of my Kindle books that I've purchased, but it's a Kindle Unlimited book that I have on my thing. So I'm just gonna listen to it. This is what I want to read. I want to do that. So I am, as soon as I get my boys fed and my youngest son goes down for a nap, I'm gonna put my headphones on and start listening to it. I've got my coffee. It's a little late in the day, I know, for just drinking my first cup of coffee. But today, this week has been spring break for my son. So I've treated it as like a vacation at home. So where we just get up when we want to get up and we do what we want to. And I still try to keep them on a schedule, but I'm just now making and drinking my coffee. So even though I've been up for a long time, I don't know why, I'm just now drinking my coffee. So it just happens someday. So this is my Hogwarts mug. So anyway, I'm gonna get them fed and I'm gonna start listening to Blockshot. Or no, not Blockshot, Hookshot. All the titles in the series confuse me. Hi everybody, it is later on in the day. It's actually it's after 9, so at night. I just wanted to go on here and say that I am reading Hookshot. I'm probably about 70% into it, so I'm hoping that I can get it finished tonight, but I just want to say that I'm loving it. It's very emotional because it does have some hard-hitting subjects in it, but I really like this couple better than the one in Hookshot. I love Keenan and I love Lotus, and they have both gone through things, and there's like an age gap between them, but Keenan is trying to find love again because he is divorced because his wife cheated on him, and he has a 14-year-old daughter, and so he's a single dad. And then Lotus is recovering from traumatic things that have happened in her past, and I'm just loving reading about them, and their love story is just so good. I am eating this up. But anyway, I know I haven't vlogged like I've wanted to during the week, but I just wanted to go ahead and get on here and let you know about that. So hopefully I'll be done with it tonight, and then tomorrow's the last day of the readathon. I don't know what I'm gonna read tomorrow, but anyway, I'm loving Hookshot, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Hi everybody, welcome to the last day of the Kindle Clear Out Readathon. This has been such an amazing readathon. I feel like I've gotten a lot of books read. I've read 9 books for the readathon, and I'm going to be reading one last book today. It's not on my TBR, and I've blacked out my 9 square bingo board, So this is not for any kind of prompt or anything. It's just what I want to read for today. I was looking through my available audiobooks on Scrib. So I'm surprised this book was available to listen to, but it is, so I'm going to do it because I've heard amazing things about it, and I really like this type of trope. So it is Love in the Wild by, oh my goodness, I can't remember her name. Something Castle, I think. I'm horrible at this, y'all. Anyway, it's Love in the Wild. And it is a Tarzan retelling. So it's about this guy who was like raised up in the wild, and a woman, I guess, finds him and they fall in love. And so she probably has to teach him, you know, about how society works, you know, civilization, how to be a civilized man. But I really like those type of stories. So that's what I'm going to be listening to today while I get things done. And it's also mine and my husband's wedding anniversary, so we've been married 8 years today. And so yeah, he's at work. We really celebrate crazy. But last night we actually went out to eat. We went to this newer Chinese restaurant where we live, and it was really good. So that's how we celebrated. And this evening, we are looking at this car because we have been trying to find myself a new vehicle, and I have been driving a smaller SUV, but I want to go back to a car. That's just what I've been wanting, and my husband is actually going to take my SUV because it's nicer than his truck. So anyway, we're gonna go. We've been looking at this car, and my husband talked to the man at the dealership, and so I think we're gonna go get that this evening. So I'm really excited. So anyway, those are our plans for today. It's Friday. Although I am a little sad that this week is almost over because this was my son's spring break week, and I have so much enjoyed not having to do school with him. He's one of those kids that just does better at school. It's been really hard this year, guys. So hard. I have called to ask the school a few months ago if he could go back to school, but they were actually dealing with a couple of cases of COVID at that time, so of course he couldn't. I think there's an option for them to go back now, but I'm like, should he go back now when there's only like a couple of months left? Or I don't know. Probably. It would, because his grades are he's not doing as well as he was. I mean, he's doing okay, but it's not the best. It's not the worst either, though. So I don't know. Tough decisions, man. When you're a parent, you are constantly faced with tough decisions. But anyway, that is what's going on. I'm going to be listening to Love in the Wild today, and yeah, I've just wanted to check in and let you guys. Oh, I forgot to tell you, I finished Hoop Shot last night. Hoop Shot by Kennedy Ryan. This was the third book in the Hoop series. I freaking loved it so much. Get that light back on my face. I cried last night. Like, I know I showed you a little clip. That was right when the book ended. And that I had like composed myself at that point, even though I was still an emotional wreck. But there is a scene towards the end of the book that is heart-wrenching. Oh my God. Tears were just streaming down my face. My husband was asleep, and I'm like, I told him when I put, everything away, he kind of woke up, and I said, I am wrecked. That book wrecked me. Oh my goodness. It was such an emotional scene. I can't even tell you what it was because I just don't want to spoil anything for you. But if you have been putting off reading this book, it is so good. Please read it. I love the hero and the heroine so much. it's just amazing. Anyway, I finished that last night, and I'm so glad that I did pick it up yesterday. So now I am off to do something I need to do. Probably laundry. The never-ending laundry, right? Hi guys, it is later on in the day. It is 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I just finished listening to Love in the Wild by Emma Castle, and I absolutely loved it. I had a feeling I would. I know Jess had, I think she rated it like 3 stars or something like that. She didn't totally love it. I know Bree loved it, and I know that there's been a lot of positive reviews about it, but I just knew that I would like it because of him being like a wild man, and there is nothing sweeter than a man who doesn't know anything about, like, I want to say being civilized, but when he meets like his mate, and that's what he referred to her as, is his mate, like, there's nothing that comes above her, that he would literally die to, save her. And that was what it was like in this book. He just simply adored her. And I just love that, because I love the feeling of being adored by somebody. Like, you're that person's world. And that's just, it gets me every time. So it's about a boy. His name is Thorn, and him and his parents are traveling in Africa, and their plane goes down when he's 3. His parents are killed, and he is taken in by this mother gorilla. She hears him crying, and he's abandoned, and in this plane crash, and she saves him and rescues him, and she raises him among the gorillas. And then he does remember talking a bit until he does meet this man who like lives nearby when he's older, who they kind of become friends. So, and he helps him learn more English and things like that. So he knows English when he meets the girl. She's a photographer, and she is out, on this tour to go see these gorillas, and there are these bad men who kills the entire group except for her, because she's rescued by Thorn. And then he like takes her away into, like the deep in the jungle where he lives to protect her. And this is more of an insta love story, but it's so well done because of it being like them being mates. And I mean, it's not fated mates, but he has such an animalistic view of things that his views of that are so simple compared to, somebody in civilization. But it just works really well. And it makes a really cute love story. I really enjoyed listening to that, this audiobook. I just finished it up, and I'm about to put on some makeup. My husband will be getting off work in about 30 minutes, and then he'll be coming to pick us up so we can go get my car. So I'm putting on some makeup so I can look presentable. Most days I don't even worry about makeup. Just around the house, I'm like, ugh. I should do better about wearing makeup more consistently, but I'll usually only wear makeup if I'm going somewhere, if I'm filming like a special video for my booktube channel. So anyway, that is what I'm doing now. I just wanted to go ahead and update you. This will probably be the last book that I'm reading for the Kindle Clear Out Readathon, because I know this evening is probably going to be really busy, and I may try to read the Hoops novella. There is a novella in the Hoops series, and since I just read the 2nd book and the 3rd book in that series, I might just try to go ahead and read the novella. So I may read that this evening. So we'll see. But anyway, I just wanted to go ahead and update you that I did read that. So I have read 10 books total during this readathon, and I'm so happy about it. I feel like I've had a very successful readathon, and I'm so glad that you guys are joining me along the way. And if I don't read anything tonight, this will be the last clip of the vlog. I'm really glad that you have watched this so far, and leave a comment below if you have read any of these books that I've read, or if you participated in the readathon. Let me know what books you read and how it went for you. If I do end up reading something else tonight, I will let you know. But anyway, I just want to go ahead and say bye for this vlog. So I have had so much fun, and I hope you have had a great day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.